And I'll have your video ready. Okay.
Oh, I'm live. Hi, everyone. I'm back. Do my little intro.
Is that your intro?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all you got. Hi, friends. Hi, everyone. How are you? Kelly McClure here, psychic medium, and I haven't been on in a while, so I'm happy to be back. Spring is among us, although it's still raining like crazy even here. Um, but spirit is still talking, and I think that spirit is even more easier to connect with when it rains. So I think we'll have a good night tonight. We're going to just do spirit readings. We're going to take our time and relax tonight. It's my first time back in a while, so I'm a little nervous, but I think we'll have a good time. So we're going to go over a couple bullet points here for you. Boy, that writing is tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. We're going to be doing spirit readings only. I'm going to take my time, you guys, tonight because, like I said, I'm a little nervous and it's my first night back. I only need to know the first name in the relationship, so don't give too much information. It will be fun if you can come back on and validate. In fact, I'll probably ask you if you're still on by the time I get your name, and it is selected at random. So by the time I get your name, please don't leave and let me know that you're back on. And then as I give information, if you want to come on and validate what makes sense to you, because that's fun for other people to see, and it also gives other people hope, and it also helps the reading. But I'm going to move on. I'm not going to wait for validation, but it's fun for you to give that. I'm not going to be able to see all the requests. In fact, I really don't look at them. The feed goes by my screen so fast, and I'm concentrating on you and concentrating on spirit, so I really don't look at it much. But my manager is going to select them completely at random. We have no control over. It's literally just the spin of the wheel, and wherever it lands, it lands. So please only request once or twice. Do not incessantly request, because that's not going to help you get a reading any more than if you just request once or twice. The reason is it's just really up to spirit who gets a reading. And obviously I can't get to everybody tonight. So we'd love to give discounts at the end so that you can get a reading on your own if you don't get one tonight. So please stay to the end so we can give you your discount code. And also ignore the scammers. So a lot of people come on and they pretend to be me, or, and by the way, that still happens. People are getting, Facebook requests from me. They're getting Instagram messages from me. And a lot of that is scams. So make sure that my name is spelled exactly correct when you get a message from me. Also, I can't even friend request you from my personal page or from my business page, I mean. So if you get a friend request from psychic medium Kelly McClure on Facebook, that's not me. That's a scammer. So, and also they come on and they just try to steal the overflow from readings tonight. And I just think that's unethical. So I wouldn't trust the people that come on. And I just saw Denise's name. Hi, Denise. I hope little Harley's okay. Her little dog got hurt. Anyway, I wouldn't trust the people that come out and try to get your business for that reason. I don't think it's ethical to do that. So I will try to get to as many people as possible, but we are going to kind of take our time tonight and relax and get back into it. So just the first name and relationship. And here we go. Whew. All right. So I think that's Annie Martinez, and she wants to talk to her brother, Daniel. Okay, Annie, let me know if you're still on. And I'll ask for your brother. Okay, so I'm getting a fairly young male to my right. Gosh, sometimes guys are hard to talk to, but it seems like when we do the Facebook Live, they just bust on in. So I think he has sort of an outgoing personality. He walked up and put his arms across his chest. He's wearing a white shirt and I think just jeans. And he's claiming that he's here. He's got brown hair. He's showing me switching out jewelry, so it's not like he's wearing a lot. But if he does have any or wear any, it seems like that's a thing with him or an important thing with him, like he switches it out or wears it for a specific reason or something like that. Like there might be an important chain that he wears or necklace or something. There's another male figure with him who's thinner and a little bit quieter. So either he's with a friend or there's someone else kind of his age group or his, who passed kind of young as well. So let me know if that makes sense. He says that, and he's going kind of like this, I think he's got a pretty outgoing personality. He seemed to come through pretty quickly. But he's also talking about how many people that you help, and maybe you don't have quite as outgoing a personality, but you seem to help a lot of people. And so he's talking about the many people, rows and rows of people that you help or that you do something for. He seems to be kind of proud about that. And it seems like sort of a big deal. The only way that I feel in my body with him when I tune into him, and it's either with him or the guy that's next to him who's kind of thinner, who has sort of his shirt has more of a print on it or a stripes or plaid on it. It's not quite as plain white, but I'm having trouble breathing, like taking a deep breath. But I do feel like his passing was a little fucked up. So I think he's kind of moved past that. He seems to be okay and at peace, but he's kind of talking about like it was kind of a little bit other than let me see. So other than the trouble that I'm having in my chest, I don't really feel much else. And your brother. So do you have either 3 others or are you one of 3 kids? Because he's talking about the 3 and the others and writing a note or something to them. So he just leaned down and kind of picked up my notepad and was writing something. Usually that refers to having left a note or, I can't really see the details of the writing, but something like that. And then 2 maybe little ones. So if you have 2 kids or if he had 2 kids, acknowledging these ones. And with a lot of pride and love for them. I think one of them he's talking about a little girl because I'm seeing a little pair of girl shoes. They look like little red patent leather, kind of cute little shoes. So let me know if, and that, see, this is a guy that I would think you should do like a group reading with because he seems to want to kind of touch on everyone else as well. So let me know if that sounds like him and mostly just that he's okay and he's acknowledging that. But see, I don't think that he is taking I don't think that he's responsible for his passing in the way that, he caused it. So that's what I mean, I guess, about it being kind of fucked up. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. And let me know if she got back to us. Okay, Lori, her son Justin, please. Okay. Hi, Lori, and let us know that you're still on. And then I will try to connect with your son Justin. I'm a little bit stuck on Daniel, or who's that?
Daniel, Annie's brother.
Yeah. Because there's one more thing about the people that are there in heaven and how much you help them just with prayers or whatever, and that he's not alone. Shit, I can't figure out what this one more thing is. And it's about how much he loves. So whoever is standing next to him, the male figure that's standing next to him, he has a very, very tight and good relationship with, and they're taking care of each other. So they all seem okay. I'm sorry, Lori. Okay, Justin. Got a lot of male energy tonight. Okay, so a really different vibration over here on my left is a kid I think is named Justin. When I call that name, this is what I see. A young male, white guy, thinner, a lot of music reference or a lot of playing music. Come on, Justin. And this is your son. I can see your picture just really, really super tiny on my screen. So this is a grown person though. So you don't really look old enough in that tiny little picture. Maybe, I don't know, to have a grown son, but he does look grown. It's also talking about the number 3. That could be March or 3rd of a month. I think there's like I said, a lot of music playing around him. I don't feel anything in my body yet. In fact, I feel kind of good. I feel like I feel a little bit lifted or kind of out of my body, kind of floating. But he doesn't seem to have as many people around him. He seems to come around the house or you more. Like he's shouting, I'm right here, I'm right here. He's kind of doing that kind of thing. He's also pointing to the wall about a picture of him. I think there was like a photograph and then a painting or something of that or of the entire picture. He likes those two things. There's a little bit of energy in my throat, but not a whole lot. It's more like that he seems to be in a really peaceful place, a really high vibration place, and letting you know that he's okay. He also seems to he's very sweet. So I think he would be one of those kids that says, you know, my mom, when he was little, talking about her being the very prettiest woman on the planet, and he's giving you a necklace or something that he might have made or did something with. He's so cute. I think he's either sorry for those are my. Did you hear that, Lisa? The dogs.
Yeah, very.
Those are my pipples. We got 2 giant pipples. He's either sorry for leaving or having not like gotten hold of you. So there's this gap or this kind of sense of having left you hanging a little bit in between, and then he passed. So maybe you didn't get the chance to say goodbye. I'm not sure, but there's a sense of I'm sorry about that kind of gap. So let me know if that makes sense if you're still on. And but he loves you, and there's no, I don't know why he keeps saying this because the vibration's really high, but he keeps wanting to say there's no, you know, there's nothing for you to blame yourself for. There's nothing. I don't think it's about his passing necessarily. I think it's more about this gap of time or having missed an opportunity to talk to him, or I'm not really sure what that is, but that seems to be like, let that go. No burden there, you know, don't carry burden about that. He seems very artistic. He's got a lot going on beside the music. So he's got like other sort of designer, either shoes or skateboard or something on his feet going on. And that looks pretty creative and artistic. He kind of laughed at me about that. So I'm not really sure about that, but I think he's got a good sense of humor. So, and also if he passed younger, because of my confusion about his age and size, sometimes people grow up or age on the other side. So, even though he feels like a very young energy, he does look fully grown. So he is spending time over there and is actually kind of like living there. He's living in spirit. So one of the things that I think that my messages come through the most is that people in heaven still feel very much alive, and they feel that their consciousness and their existence is very much still present. It's not like it's just a wisp of them. It's really them and their whole full soul. So he seems to still be having a full existence and opportunities and stuff there, but he's on a really pretty good high vibration. And I'm wondering if he has a sister because he's talking about the other female younger that he left behind on his generation. And a shout out with that energy as well. Okay. And he loves you. I think that's it. Let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Let's go. Another one. Shandi is your mother, Annette. Okay. Your mother, Annette. Okay. Come on, Mom. You're Shandi. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you about another woman that's coming through who's probably, I don't know if you can see my head above the line, who's a little bit older than your mom, who might be your grandma. I'm going to talk about her, and then I'm going to ask again for your mom, Annette. But the woman that's coming through first when I ask for Annette is older and shorter and has short hair, and she looks more like a grandma figure, and she's a little bit stout, carries a little bit of weight, and is and her hair is not, it's not blonde, but it's not brown either, so it might be either salt and pepper or somewhere in between. And she's got really cute like smile and crinkly eyes when she smiles. She's got a good personality. Let me ask her why she's here. I almost feel like she was someone who was there for your mom when she passed. So maybe someone that she knew. So either her mom or an aunt or someone like that.
She says it sounds like her Aunt Terry.
Okay. So I think that she's coming forward first to kind of confirm that she was there for your mom as your mom went, or is taking care of her, or is with her now. So let me ask for your mom. So, and your aunt seems to be a little bit more adjusted to spirit. I think that people sometimes when they pass, especially if they passed young or, you know, not really ready on a human level to go, that they have this adjustment period. And sometimes there's other people there to help them through that. Oh, hold on. I just got a thumbs up from someone I think is your mom. Okay, Annette. Come on, Annette. So someone came in through with a younger energy, a little bit taller, thinner, thumbs up. I can't see her quite. So let me see if I can get some other information that will confirm that that's her. Because she's talking about possibly like 5 or 5th of a month. So that could be May or 5th of a month as being either a birthday or passing. And she's also showing me like making a box or having a special box. To me, it looks like something that she would have made or participated in making. And it's not super little, I don't think. I think it's big enough to, I don't know. I think it's substantial. I mean, it could even be, what is she showing me? It's like a box that I don't know what the hell this is. I have no idea what this is, but it looks homemade. It was handmade. And somehow she had a hand in making this, or it's about her or whatever. But usually if people show me what.
She says that they have a family jewelry box.
A family jewelry box. Okay. So everybody has kind of a hand in this. Okay. So she's showing me, yeah. And it may have actually been made at one point by someone or something like that. So in that, she's kind of taking something that looks like a little chunk of purple or light purple jewels. I don't know what it is, piece of jewelry, and she's moving it around. So either there's more than one, or she's moving around or showing that other people are having this. I also know that spirit a lot of times will take a piece of jewelry into spirit and then put it back. So that's another thing she's kind of laughing about that. You guys must have the exact same laugh, because she's telling me that she loves your laugh, because when you laugh, and it might be hard to do, she says you've been through a lot, but that that makes her feel like she's laughing with you. And almost feel like it's like stereo. I think she was a really good mom, and I think that she thinks you are too, or that you're a really good person for other people. And that even though that she can't be with you going forward here in the physical world, I think she's very, very close by you. If you have a dream or something that you guys are somewhere where you're laughing, and then you wake up and you wish the dream was more, just know that it didn't have to be more. That was the moment. That was the connection. I do get a little weird pain in my chest, and it feels very central. That's not really what I expected, but it does feel very central, like something's going right through my chest. That's a weird way to experience a heart issue, if that's what it is, because heart issues usually feel a little bit more from the inside out, and this feels more like from the outside in. But anyway, that's the only thing I'm feeling physically. So, but I'm also wearing a bra that's too tight for me, so I don't know. That could be one or the other.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
All right, love from her, and let me know if that makes sense. Okay. Denise and her dad, David. Okay. So Denise is asking for her dad, David. The other thing, you guys, is why I don't wear my glasses the whole time is because, honestly, the weird thing about being in spirit is that if you close your eyes, you can see spirit more. It's like why kids who are very gifted want the lights left on, because when you turn the lights out on them, they see all kinds of things. So the fact that I can't see the screen or all the words without my glasses is a good thing, because I'll just close my eyes and look into spirit anyway. So we're looking for David. All right, David. This room is full. There are a lot of people here. Denise's dad, David. So I hope this is your dad, but I'll tell you, when I called out that name and asked for that, this guy came in and he's kind of being escorted in from other people. He doesn't look very tall. He looks like there's a couple other male figures around him that's taller than him, but they are kind of opening up the way and letting him in. So this might be weird for him, or he might be reluctant if that's his personality, but I do think that he'll come in. I hope this is him. God, I hope this is him, because it's a very distinct looking person. He does look like a white guy. He looks like he has gray hair. He's not super tall, but not, he's got a friendly personality, but it's not pushy. I don't know why he's mentioning work, but I think he either has a really good work ethic, or it could have to do, because my second question about other than how people look is usually how they passed, and all I heard was work. So either he passed at work or work related, or has a really good work ethic, or there's another reference to that. Family is really important to him, but he's got a good sense of humor. He does like to eat, and he likes to eat things like chili, and he's showing me like big pots of things. So let me know, first of all, Denise, if you're still on, and secondly, if that makes sense to you. And he's waving, but he's not doing a whole lot of talking. And are you one of two or have two? He also says that there's like different things that he wants you to do, or is encouraging you to do, or if you're making up your mind of whether you should do this. Here's what I think it is. I think that you're have a decision about what you want to do or buy or something like that. So it could be like, I don't know, do we go on a cruise or a boat, or do we go to a cabin, or I don't know what it is, but it just seems like different things that are up in the air or being decided about. And he's kind of like, I think he's a little bit more focused on the water aspect. I don't know if that means that he sees what's going on and he'll be with you, or if that was his deal, but let me know if you're still on. Has she said she's still on?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. So,
I could be missing stuff.
Denise, let us know if that makes sense. And if it is, then I guess you're supposed to either buy the boat or go on the water or take the cruise or whatever it is, as opposed to the cabin mountains kind of decision or choice. Okay. All right. Who's next? Bridget. Oh my God, my eyes, my poor eyes. Oh, Bridget lost her nephew, Thomas. Okay, Bridget, I'm so sorry about that. I can't even imagine. Okay. Nephew Thomas. Hold on one moment and let me. I really hope this is Thomas. Okay, the reason I hesitate is because the person that's coming through and who's kind of running up on me from in front of me looks really young, like a kid, almost like a kid. So, but he's running up on me and hello and getting my attention, and he's got brown hair and he looks like a fairly young kid. And I feel like I can't breathe, or there may be an impact or an issue with breathing. Let me know if you're still on, Bridget, and if your nephew passed pretty young and if he had an impact or a chest issue.
She's on.
Okay. And he's a cute guy, but he just doesn't look very old. He looks pretty young. So I'm thinking even like, I don't know, I'm so...
Oh, he was 32.
That doesn't look like a 32-year-old. Okay, this does not look like a 32-year-old. This looks like a kid. Like, I mean, he could be a teenager, but it would be a young teenager between 10 and 15. Like young. And he's running up on me and he's like, I'm here. Okay, so if there was anyone else in the family who passed young, or if Thomas knew someone who passed young, but he was 32. Come on, Thomas.
Oh, his brother was 8 when he passed.
Oh my God. So, So his brother is running up on me, trying to get my attention, because even when you said that he was 32 and I couldn't see him, his brother was still getting my attention, like not letting me go, like, and he's waving in front of me. And so I think he's with his brother. All right. That makes perfect sense. This was a kid, cute guy. Let's talk to him for just a moment. And then I think rather than, well, I might be able to talk to Thomas directly, but sometimes I don't wait for that. Sometimes I'm going to talk to the young guy and he's going to tell me about Thomas. So this kid is like, I'm right here. I'm fine. I've been here. I'm good. I'm in heaven. Thomas is too. I'm taking care of him. I think he was laid up for a while. He shows me Thomas sort of laying down and then people sort of taking care of him. So whatever happened to him, there were people on the other side taking care of him. And I'm also seeing like 10-10, which I think is like October. Like there might be 2 birthdays in October, or passings or whatever. But I'm saying 10-10. I can only talk to this little kid, and he's saying that, I think for a little kid, he's pretty wise, and that part of the burden feels like, oh, if only you had just blah, 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 or...
Oh, can I say something?
Sure.
They both passed in October.
10-10, October.
10-10.
Yeah. So this little guy's taking care of Thomas. There really is nothing that you could have done differently that would have kept him from passing that day, or his mom. If you could please tell him that, tell her that, because I feel like there's a big thing about like, oh my gosh, if only I'd picked up the phone, or if only I'd been there, or whatever. But it's not true. That was his day to go. is being super well cared for in the spirit world. And I feel like they're healing his body and soul, and that this little kid is super awesome and great and believes in this 100%. And he's taking care of his brother. I mean, he's literally like a big smiley shiny face and saying, I know one of the hardest things that I think it is for people to hear is that young people are meant to go to heaven young. And I wouldn't be able to accept that in my life if a young person passed. And there's been lots of threat for that. My sister passed at 57, but that's not young. And he's saying that he's okay. He's okay. He's okay. And he would have passed that day no matter what. And that he's being well cared for, and they're reunited. And there's other people around him too, because he shows me like he woke up in heaven laying on a bed or something, and everybody's like fussing over him. He also shows me that he sends out hearts and flowers. So if you see a lot of that around you, even in the form of like, and when he shows me the hearts and flowers fluttering, it could be butterflies. He's okay. There's and I think this is a young kid showing me this, but the confirmation is going to be either you or his mom walk with a strappy sandal and it breaks, and it's either recently happened or going to happen. Okay. That's so love from him, and he's all right. He's okay. He's with his brother. How crazy is that? Okay. I'm so glad you told me that. This is exactly what I'm talking about, because I see what I see and I don't always know how to interpret it, and I can't make it stretch to be a 32-year-old man when it looks like a kid. So thank you. Okay. And so this looks like Onessa and her sister Crystal. Okay. Okay, Onessa, we're going to look for your sister Crystal. Oh, I hope this is her. There is a woman that sat down with me, and she's really outspoken and very vocal about things like I'm writing, just sort of scribbling on my pad. And there's something else about either clean living or, eating well or something like that she's, I feel like she's got a super strong personality. And if you're doing anything that's not the best for yourself, she's going to chime in. She looks grown to me, but she doesn't look super old. She's very fun personality. She says she just got her hair done. And I just got my nails done today, and she's mentioning that. So she might like her nails done too. And there's also a little pain in my front tooth right here that could have to do with somebody who's living. Oh, let me see if I feel in my body. I feel like right the bottom of my esophagus and top of my stomach, like Barrett's esophagus, something like that. It's the only thing I'm feeling physically. And she's moving from one thing to another so quickly that I can't even complete a thought before she wants to go on to another. I don't think she wants it to be a sad thing. I think she's okay. And she's telling me to tell you that she's okay. She looks just dressed to the hilt, like everything is dressed for the occasion. So let me know if that sounds like your sister, and if this resonates with you, and that if you're still on. So
she is on.
And if you had something weird happen this month, and she is showing me March, but I thought it was due to like you had some spooky weird thing happen, like some weird sign, or thought someone was in the house or heard a noise. Or if there's another reference to March with her, which she's kind of giving me a thumbs up about. So, And she also feels like she part of I don't know, maybe part of the tragedy of her passing, or she's talking about you, is like this studying really hard for a second degree or another like occupation or venture. Um, and maybe someone either just got it or was almost there and then she passed. But no matter, because um, again, I think she's talking about all being in order and according to God and according to how it's supposed to be. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. And
okay, she said earlier, she says that I think she was saying it does make sense. And then she said 313. I wasn't listening to what the question
March. I said something about March or the third of a month.
Okay.
So she must have passed her in March or the third of a month. Okay. And that's confirmation. So sometimes when people tell me things and I'm not really sure how to interpret it, they'll give me something that I can validate to know that I'm on the right path, especially if it's like a message and we have no way to validate it, just to let you know that that is validated. So thank you, Anissa.
She says, I miss her so much. What am I to do without her?
It's a good question. And she says, I think that what she was showing me about this study or dream to, continue or finish school, maybe it's about you, and maybe there is something that you want to do and that you should not stop. And you should use her passing and her energy as making yourself unstoppable. Like just pour yourself into that, and that's what you do. But you just become unstoppable, and she'll help you from the other side. So, I recently was talking to my therapist. I have a therapist. He's fabulous. A man too. I never thought that would happen. And I asked him about grief because he talks about grief being so debilitating, and grief when you lose a loved one is like, it's kind of like PTSD. It's kind of like you never really get over it, and it affects everything that you do. And I'm like, I don't think I grieve in the same way as other people because of what I do. And it would seem, at least to other people, that I can just connect with my mom or my sister and my dad or whoever, my grandma, my best friend, my soulmate, whatever, whoever passed, my little dog. And maybe that's why I think I don't grieve. But I think it's because I use that more as a crutch, and that my human self actually is in great grief at these losses. And that even though my higher self can sometimes connect, it doesn't take place of that human connection that I had at one time with these people. And that when that's gone, we do have a tendency to stall and get stuck and wonder how to move on. And my therapist said, I think that if you can allow yourself to be human, like literally intend 2 hours a day to be human, 2 hours a day to be spirit, 2 hours a day to be a soul, like literally like compartmentalize your life and your existence into these different aspects rather than thinking you're always supposed to be spirit and never human. And it gave me a moment to think, yeah, I probably should just sit down and cry about my loved ones who've passed, and not think that just because I talk to spirit that it doesn't affect me, because it greatly does. And so when you think about your sister and you wonder how can you move on without her, there are moments where you're just going to grieve that and be with that and not move on. And then when you feel depleted with tears, you wipe yourself off, you put it on a shelf, and you go work a couple hours on your life, career, job, whatever it is, and then come back to it and try to segment your life, because she'll be there always. And her wish for you is to reach your highest good. And you can't do that if you're in constant despair about her. because the truth is she hasn't died. She's gone from this physical world, but she's still in existence. And you guys, your loved ones are still encouraging you every moment of every day in the best way that they can. They try as hard as they can. So if you can believe that and accept that and receive that at the level and ability that they're able to do, well, then pick yourself up and just do the minimum and part that you can do. If you can get, I call it the 10-minute timer. All I can do right now is 10 minutes. And I've gotten through every day in the last 2 weeks by setting a timer for 10 minutes of dishes, 10 minutes of laundry, 10 minutes of phone calls, 10 minutes. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. But I know that in those 10 minutes, my loved ones from spirit are helping me. So just know that they're not gone. They're trying to help you in the way that they can. This is why I haven't been on, because I'm processing my own shit. And this is the only way I know how to do it, is one day at a time and 10 minutes at a time. So that's what we do. And my love, if all you can do is think about your sister, but in 10 minutes increments, set your timer on your phone for 10 minutes. I'm going to get up, I'm going to go do the dishes, or I'm going to call other people or whatever. Get out of it, your grief, for 10 minutes at a time. Well, that's okay. That's enough. She loves you, and you can do this. We can all do this 10 minutes at a time. Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. Okay, Dawn. You lost your fiance, Dana. All right. So actually I have two people here, I think, connected to about this. And I think one of the things that, like, again, makes this so painful is because this was the last person that you expected or wanted to release. But there's a woman standing next to me to my right, and she's not very tall, and there's a male figure who's a little bit taller than her, and she like comes up to his shoulders, and they're both super, well, first of all, they're standing close together. She looks a little bit, well, no, she doesn't look older than him. She seems older than him, like she may have come from an older generation. But they're also very close, and they're standing close together. And they also talk about did you plant something in honor of him, or like a tree or something? Let me know if that makes sense. If you, first of all, if you're still on, and if that makes sense, if you planted something in honor, like a tree, like kind of a big deal. It's not just like a little plant or a little nothing. It's kind of a big deal. And if your mom has passed as well, because the woman that seems to be coming through seems to be really involved. Even though she looks fairly young, she seems to be an older generation. So either this person or you have come from a long line of like long generations of families of merit or some sort of significance, like, royalty or some kind of significance down the family line. Like, what's the last name pulling? I don't know what it could be. And also there's I think it's a white dog in spirit that seems to be with them. And so let me know, first of all, if you're still on, and secondly, if this makes sense. And do you know this white dog who, when sitting down, is probably, thigh high with the top of the head. It looks like a white dog, kind of fluffy. And it's Dana, a male figure who's got another like significant mom or a figure in spirit with him. Also, he says that, he was ready to take on the world. See, this is kind of another huge loss because he feels like ready to take on the world, like really support you in so many ways and ready for everything that was coming and wanting you to push into your new life. And he shows me I feel like I'm going from one car to another car and driving different cars, but I almost feel like it's a huge change. And it was kind of abrupt and like, yeah, I'll get used to this. He does seem okay. I do feel a little pressure in my chest. Not a lot. I haven't felt a lot of stuff in body tonight, but I do feel a little like my chest is squeezing. So there's a harder chest issue as well. Okay. Let me know. But mostly that same message about moving on. Not that he would, and you guys, I think this is another thing is saying, and that a lot of people need to hear, not just for yourselves, but when you have someone who lost someone that close to them, a fiance, a partner, somebody who's like their significant other or their soulmate, we think 1, 2, even 3, 4 years after that person passed, that we should be telling our loved ones, you need to move on. You need to get over it. I'm telling you right now, that's the worst thing you can say, because they need to grieve in the way that they need to grieve. And it is not up to you when they move on. Sometimes I see a soul connection that's super special, and that these, not only are they not ready to move on, but spirit's not ready to move on. And they're still sort of hanging out with each other's souls. And I think that we think that because they're not moving on with their life, or they're not dating other people, or they're not remarried or whatever, that we think that's a tragedy. It's not a tragedy. The tragedy already happened. The thing that they're doing is still trying to exist in some way on this planet without that person. And that doesn't mean you can just tell them to move on. Let them grieve the way they need to grieve. When and if they're ready to move on, they will do it. They might never be ready to move on. And guess what? That is not up to you. That's up to them. So if you guys out there who've lost loved ones are not ready to move on, nobody has the right to tell you to do it. You do you. Okay. Let's go. Yep. All right. It looks like Tanya, Jeff, your brother. Okay. I think that's right. Is that right? Okay. Jeff. All right, Tanya, let us know you're still on. I'm looking for your brother. So the only thing I'm feeling is kind of someone sitting low in the background a little bit. Occasionally I'll try to connect with a spirit who might not think this. Well, I don't think that's true. I think this is okay with him. I think like talking to a medium is not that big a deal or anything, but he does seem to be seen low in a vehicle and far away. And that might be a thing. That might be like why I'm being shown that. Could be because maybe that's how he passed, or maybe that was his thing, or something sitting in low in a vehicle, almost on the ground, like low, and then far away. Jeff. I feel like a fairly young white guy. I feel like he's got a chest compression or chest impact. It's the only thing I really feel is chest. good sense of humor, and probably not really wanting to necessarily go deep or dark or sad. So trying to keep it light. Huh. And he would just be ordering a whole lot of different things or food or Amazon or something, ordering different things. So first of all, let us know if you're still on, Tanya, and if that makes sense to you, and if he's a cute, fairly young guy and has something to do with the vehicles, or I don't know necessarily vehicles, but it's far away, low to the ground, and I feel a chest impact. I kind of feel like February might be a thing. Also, December, because you showed me 2 and then 12. And he's also he's talking about how when you have to give up what you want for other people, they better be worth it. And I think that's his sign to you. I think that's his message to you. I don't think that he's trying to explain about how he passed. Okay. Huh. Sometimes when people recently pass, they're not quite adjusted or can give me everything about their passing. So I'm not really feeling much about that. But he does show me again 2 or February and 12 December. Okay.
Oh, she said it was suicide.
Did she say
they didn't talk before he passed?
Did she
from Alabama?
Did she say when or how? Because I felt like I couldn't breathe. So did she say how he killed himself? Let me know how, because the way that I'm feeling is breath, or breathing, like I can't breathe, and that might be why it's hard to read him. But it also might be, and if it was either in February or December or the 2nd or 12th of a month, but
oh wait, hang on. She says my mom's birthday was February, and my day is December.
Your December.
And he slit his wrist, but in the tub.
Oh, in the tub. Okay. So oh God, I'm so sorry for your loss. But he does acknowledge that this was a thing that had to do with him and spirit, and really nothing you could have done. But sometimes when spirit starts giving me a message and I don't really know how to validate it or can't prove it, they'll tell me something else that I can validate, like the birthdays, like the February and December, to know that my message is correct. And what I felt about him is I couldn't see him or describe him because I think that he's not quite assimilated or finished with his process yet. But nothing you could have done would have changed anything. He wanted to be there. He's going to be there, and he's going to do whatever it takes to help himself find peace. And there's nothing you or your mom could have done. And I think that's why he mentioned them both. So he's okay. He's okay. I do feel like he's sorry, but sorry in the way how it affected you, but he had to go. And I have a lot of different theories about suicide, and I think it rarely does what we think it's going to do, but there are certain souls that feel like, well, I couldn't do it here, I'm going to try it there, and it's nobody's fault. Certainly nobody's fault, but he's okay. He's okay. He's in at least the layers of light. He's not in the dark. All right. Thank you. All right. Let's do one more and then we'll close. And again, you guys, so Michelle is asking for her Aunt Anne. If you didn't get a reading tonight, right after this, we're going to give you a code so you can get a reading at an affordable price. Believe me, all these people that you want to talk to you too. It's not because they don't try. It's not because you haven't tried hard enough. You haven't done anything wrong. It's the luck of the draw. It's up to spirit. And really, they try just as hard as you do. So all my work is guaranteed. If you didn't get a reading tonight, book one. If you don't get one, you don't pay. Please, it's guaranteed. So let's try for Aunt Ann, for Michelle. And then I'll give you guys a code to book one at a discounted price so that it's worth it to you. And also, when you get a good reading, let people know, because there aren't a lot of people that can do this. And there are some people that try and maybe they have good intentions, but I'm not really sure they're getting an authentic reading as well. I mean, I think there's a lot of really gifted mediums out there, and I even know a few, and I recommend a few, but there are also some people out there who are not giving authentic readings. So if there's something you believe in, and I do guarantee my work, please, please, please recommend it to people that you know that have lost loved ones and need a good reading and a good message. And be careful of the scammers. There's so many. If you ever doubt it, go to my website, Psychic Medium Kelly McClure. No, Kelly McClure Psychic Medium, and ask us if they're legit, and we will tell you. I will even get on the phone with you. I will even FaceTime with you or Zoom with you to let you know you can see me and talk to me and let verify what you're reading about. Okay, and so the woman that's coming through is super ethereal and soft. She sat down with me. All I did was ask for Aunt Ann, for you, Michelle, and she sat down with me. She's very, in a way, she's a little pragmatic, but I also think she's just very ethereal. I don't feel anything in my body yet. She looks fairly like a light-skinned or white person. I kind of feel like she's the kind of person that would come in and kind of like make peace or smooth over ground or try to help people. She's showing me the number 11 or November or 11th of the month as significant to her. Her knees. So there could be something where she had either knee injury or issue, but her legs look beautiful. So I'm not really sure what that is. It could be about her or you. Also, did you either grow up or live near a ravine where there's like kind of a dry bed and then sides going up and then houses along the sides, is what I'm saying. And are you wanted to or have to? And she's talking about the two and talking about you being a good mom and kind of wondering if you're making the right decisions about something, because possibly you're having to do it on your own, or someone's going away and you're kind of stuck with a lot of decisions. So can you let me know if that makes sense, if you're having to make more decisions for kids or than you thought you would? And if so, she's talking about how great of a decisions you're making. So
she just said, yikes, yes, I live here now with a ravine in the back. I'm one of two. Yes,
you're one of two.
Decisions about my mom.
Okay, so decisions about your mom. You're making the right decisions. It's up to you. I promise. She's saying that you need to make the decisions and that it's up to you and you're doing the right things for your mom. But here's the thing I want to say to you. If you feel that your mom needs special care or to be in a special place, do that. Don't ruin or deplete your life in order to take care of her. Make the right decisions for her, but that are also right for you. And she's confirming that. Make sure they're right for you as well. And that will work out fine in the long run. So take that to heart. Like if you really think that it's better for your mom, that, she's supported by professional staff in a place or whatever, rather than you trying to do it yourself because you got things to do, girl. So know that she supports that. I actually think your mom wants, in the long run, wants friendships and stuff around her. So, okay. And also, you're going to get an animal that you're probably going to adopt, like a dog or something, who's going to be down in that ravine. So you're going to find an animal, a rescue animal, and you're going to adopt it. And it's going to be part of the family, and it's going to be great.
She said abusing, I guess, her mom emotionally and mentally. I'm torn as to what to do. She has had mental break of sorts.
I really would love to talk to you personally about this. I've been through it recently, and from what I'm hearing her say in spirit, I believe that I can guide you to the right thing with your mom. So if Lisa, if you can contact her and get her number and give it to me, I'll call you tomorrow. And I will talk to you more about this, and I think she'll give you just as much advice as tonight, and we'll figure out what's best for you and your mom. Okay. All right, you lovely people. Thank you for being on tonight. Thank you for giving me a chance to read for you and your loved ones. Here is your discount special, 20% off all services through the 26th. Use the code Facebook Live. Now, your appointment might be after the 26th, but if you use this code and you book it before the 26th, you're going to get the discount. So Facebook Live or FB Live 321, meaning the 21st tonight, the date that we did the live. So just book it before Sunday and you'll get the code. You'll get the discount. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful evening. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody. And by the way, I guarantee all my work. So if there's your burning desire, you have one question or one person you want to talk to, get a 15-minute reading. If it doesn't happen, you don't pay. If you have more than one person you want to talk to, or you have a lot you want to talk about, get a 30-minute reading. You can get an hour-minute reading with a loved one who might want to talk to the same person. Same thing, all guaranteed. If you have more than one person you want to talk to, or you have a lot of people that want to talk to people, get a group reading or a family group reading, all guaranteed. So, and share the word. I mean, how many mediums guarantee their work? So I promise I will. And I thank you guys so much and have a good night. Bye.